everyone, I'm Shannon Slatton in Plymouth. Every day our news team is out in your community bringing you news and information from the place that you call home. Here's a look at today's stories. And remember, you can always find more on our website, ccxmedia.org.
I'm Eric Nelson for CCX News. Well, school starts next month in the Twin Cities, and because of COVID-19, local districts are trying to figure out the best way to conduct classes safely. Anoka Hennepin is going to the hybrid model, while the Robbinsdale district doesn't know yet what they're going to do.
We want kids safe. That's clear. That has been our message across the board. We want to make sure that our students are safe and our staff members are safe as well. There are some nuances. As we look at our most vulnerable population.
Robbinsdale officials say they are going to make a decision next week. This will be based on data, surveys, conversations, and feedback from families, students, teachers, and the Board of Education.
When we surveyed our families, it really was a 30-30-30 split. 34 in-person, 34 hybrid, and a 30 for we want to wait and see where things are at. And so we want to make sure that we literally hear from our families.
Anoka Hennepin came out with its blueprint immediately after Governor Tim Walz unveiled his safe learning plan on Thursday. Minnesota's largest district, which includes 2 counties, has chosen the hybrid option. Students will be in class twice a week, and the other 3 days, they will be distance learning.
This is the best we can do right now when we can't be full capacity. We want to meet the needs of our parents who want their kids in school, and this is the best we can do. We might find that more kids are going distance learning be out of medical concerns, and we can pull some more into school full time. We might get to that spot, but yeah, this is a good solution for the scenario we're in right now.
Meanwhile, in Plymouth, the Wayzata district has yet to make a decision, but they will make a recommendation to the school board on Thursday. I'm Eric Nelson for CCX News.
Looking down Main Street in Maple Grove lies a stretch of commercial space, and on that road sits one of the oldest businesses on the block.
It was fun. I mean, it was exciting. It was just crazy busy.
But after 18 years of helping clients look good, Mark Daniel Salon is saying its final goodbye.
It's been challenging. You know, I shed my tears a month ago when it kind of started to become reality, and then I knew I had to be the strong one.
Daniel Link says the salon couldn't find a common ground with the landlord to help the business through the shutdown and reopening restrictions mandated by the state.
It required a meeting in the middle type of situation with the landlord, and we just weren't able to get there.
The business closed July 29th. Daniel left his final mark by helping team members and clients relocate.
There's challenges with that.
With time to spare, Daniel plans to put his energy on educating and training hairdressers.
You're going to see a lot of co-branding or coming together of different types of businesses to work together to build a new business. And there may be a chance for a revival of Mark Daniel with something like that.
The salon has been here since 2002, and while Main Street will never be the same without it, city staff says you can expect some exciting changes, including new and improved street infrastructure.
So that includes redoing some of the pavement, some of the crosswalks. It includes likely new design features, landscaping features.
Joe Hogaboom, the city's Community and Economic Development Director, says a new Greek restaurant will be coming to Main Street on the South Corridor.
And then the old Schuler Shoes building, as I understand, is going to be made into 3 spaces on the ground level, and 2 of those spaces there are plans to bring in occupants.
But now, with a vacant Mark Daniel salon, Hogaboom says they're actively trying to get a new development.
There's not a lot of businesses that can say they were there for 18 years. And so just a thank you to everybody.
In Maple Grove, Pafua Yang, CCX News.
After 4.5 months,
everything's up, everything's open, everything's running, and so we're in good standings across the board.
Brooklyn Center's massive Topgolf complex opened its doors for the first time since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. David Campbell of Minneapolis was one of the first people through the doors Monday morning.
Right now, I have about 2 hours to work on my golf game, so that's probably going to be my weekly regiment from now on.
Topgolf officials say reservations on this first day of operation since March 17th were booked solid. Campbell says he's surprised the big reopening took so long.
I thought they would have opened up when bars and restaurants would have been opened up for those reasons, but just happy that they're open now.
The delay, according to management, was to ensure they had the proper safety protocols in place.
Just a couple updates. Face masks are required everywhere but the bay.
Any visitors to Topgolf will notice a number of differences to help prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Have fun, guys.
Common areas are closed off, plastic safety barriers are everywhere, and eating and drinking are relegated to the bays.
Not only are we doing that, but every bay is going to be disinfected from everything from the clubs, the golf balls, the screens, the couches, and then the menu.
Topgolf's Stephen Robbinsdale says it's part of the new normal that will be in place at the venue for the foreseeable future.
We want all of our guests to feel very confident. We want them to feel safe because guess what? We want them to have fun and we want to make a difference in people's lives.
The hope is that the enhanced safety protocols will protect people from the coronavirus. Whether they'll help people with their golf game is another question.
I'm not trying to be good, I'm just trying to be not embarrassing.
In Brooklyn Center, Delaney Cleveland, CCX News.
Find more local news stories at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.
Plans for sports at all levels have been very much subject to change all summer due to the pandemic. A popular basketball camp in Maple Grove was moved back 1 month, but the COVID-19 situation did mean a couple of well-known athletes were on hand to help out. In a normal summer, they wouldn't have been available for this Fellowship of Christian Athletes camp, but it's anything but business as usual because of the COVID-19 situation. The two of Maple Grove High School's all-time greats, basketball and football standouts Jake Winicky and Brad Davison, got to help out at the camp. Winicky is a wide receiver with the Canadian Football League's Montreal Alouettes. Davison is a basketball player for the University of Wisconsin. They're both playing the waiting game.
Yeah, typically we'd be in the middle of the season right now. We usually starting games in June. But yeah, we're just kind of with everything up in the air right now. We're hoping to start in September, but not quite sure. We'll probably find out sometime here this week or next week whether we're going to have a season or not. So kind of right now, just staying put and just trusting that it's all going to work out.
We're looking forward to get back to Madison soon. I've actually been home for the last 4.5 months, so the biggest chunk that I've been home for a long time. So trying to maximize it, but we're looking forward to getting back here in early September as a full team and getting at it, and hopefully working towards another great season. So looking forward to that time when it comes.
Winicky had a tryout with the Vikings in 2018 after starring at South Dakota State before catching on with Montreal last season and producing a strong rookie season with 43 catches and 8 touchdowns.
I loved it. I mean, it was so much fun, just learning the league, learning the culture of my city, Montreal. It's a French-speaking city. Had a lot of fun there, and loved the CFL game, the different rules and strategies and stuff.
For Davison, there's still a few months before basketball season, but it's hard to predict if that will take place.
There's a lot of things out there that we can't control. That's something that has become really evident to me over the last few months. So I'm just going to control what I can control, do what I can do every day, and prepare like we are going to have us a season, prepare like it's going to be a normal schedule. But when the cards are all laid out, we'll see what ends up happening.
Some extra time with their families and young basketball players isn't all bad. Fishing is a summer activity that's been able to continue during the coronavirus. Here's pro angler Terry Tuma with this week's fishing tip about the use of crankbaits.
There are two different styles of crankbaits. We have, of course, the round bill, which most people are very, very aware of, then the square bill. The round bill maintain sort of, shall we say, a constant wobble, if you will, and it works great over, you know, a smooth bottom, gravelly areas, through some of the cover that we're fishing, many times heavier cover. There are certain applications for this type of a crankbait. You know, we're talking about crankbaits for casting, for bass, and for walleye. Then, of course, we have the square bill, and the reason that a lot of people are not familiar with it, or maybe don't even use it, a square bill has the tendency to, shall we say, bounce off rocks and wood, if you will, and then also too, it creates a real erratic wobbling action, and then it'll go back to the center. Both of these baits and lures work extremely well for many different situations. Not always a round bill, and then also too now, especially in the last few years, there's a compromise, if you will, of different styles of square bills, even what's called a coffin bill. So here again, it really needs to meet the specific needs of what those fish want. The fish are going to tell you which is going to be the most successful for you. Then we talk about rattles. Rattles, yes, in darker water where fish have to sort of identify that food is in the area. Non-rattles are great for clear water, fishing pressure. If there's a lot of fishing pressure, stay away from the non-rattles. So here again is, you know, match the conditions of the species of the walleye and the bass you're pursuing. Do I want, and of course, what kind of bottom content is, or do I want to use a square bill? Do I want to use a round bill? It makes a big, big difference. Give it a try, you're going to be much more successful.
For more sports stories, go to our website, ccxmedia.org.